All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon out there. Hi, Inez. How are you? Good afternoon. Thanks for jumping in here. How are you guys doing out there on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? It is a beautiful day here in Southern California. All right. Hope you guys are having a wonderful time wherever you are. Elaine Proby here, CEO of Proby's Tax and Accounting, and we're here with tips from Elaine's desk. And of course, taxes is my specialty, so we have to address that because we're heading into the year end, and we want to make sure that every one of you who have your business on out there is going to be prepared to save money on your taxes. This is what we want to talk about. Make sure that we save money on taxes. Everybody's always excited about this, right? You want to make that money, but you want to make sure that you keep as much of it as possible. Hi, Cognac. Thanks for jumping in here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So, guys, let's jump into this. We're going to talk about 3 tips today. Tax year-end strategy. Everybody always wants to know about this. When it comes to filing taxes, saving money is our best friend. This is all we want to do. We want to make sure that we're taking advantage of all of those perks that the government have out there. And if we don't know what those things are, we don't prepare for those things, once the year is over, some things we are not able to do anymore because the year is closed and you have to wait till the following year to do it. So you want to be prepared in advance so you can save money. So let's just jump into one of the first things that we can do, guys, to save on our taxes. One of the first things that you can do, you want to make sure, this is super important, you want to make sure that you catch up on your financial statements, right? First thing you want to do is make sure that you catch up on your financial statements. So what happened is, a lot of times, we're so busy, those of us who don't have an accountant in place and think that we're going to be able to do all this accounting ourselves. So all of our paperwork is piled up. We have no financial statement. We don't know where we are. We don't know what the business is making. We don't know any of this stuff. You want to make sure that you do this. If you haven't done it all year, guys, by now you need to make sure that your financials are in order. Make sure at least you close out the third quarter, which ends September 30th. Make sure you know your income and expenses, because once you know your bottom line, if you can see, for instance, you can see that the company is making money. You are making money. So now you have time to make some adjustment to save on your taxes before the year is closed. So if you haven't already got caught up in your financials, the first thing you want to do, take a weekend, take a day, take some hours, get your income and expenses in order so you know what the bottom line is. This way we can plan. We can determine what you need to do in order to save on taxes. Without these numbers, we would know what to tell you to do, okay? Because if you're running in the red, you're running at a loss, there's not a whole lot you need to do because, of course, you won't have a tax situation. So get your accounting, get your financial in order. Make sure at least you get caught up through, say, the third quarter, which is September. Then you can make some projection for the fourth quarter, which is what we are in now, which is October, November, and December. So now you could project for the fourth quarter. So if you haven't done October's income and expenses to see what your financial picture looks like, guys, at least you can project what that looks like, and then we can determine what your bottom line is, and you know what move to make before the year is closed. All right? Got to know what the numbers look like. I can't insist that enough. So you want to make sure that you know what that looks like. So you got to catch up on your financial statement. First of all, do that, please, before, well, I want to say before November is over, because we want to know what to do by December. Okay? I can tell you guys what to do to save on taxes. So that is the first point today, guys. Catch up on your financial statements. Yes. Lerner Smith, thanks for jumping in here. Hi, Risha Utah Smith. Good afternoon, Miss Elaine. Good afternoon. Thanks for jumping in. We're talking about 3 year-end tax tips that we need to do for our business in order to save on taxes. And this is one thing everybody wants to know. How do we save on taxes? I don't want to pay all my money out in taxes. All right, so that's the first one. Catch up on your financials. So let's see what the bottom line looks like. And we can make sure that you are in a position to save. Another thing, if you are showing a profit, guys, and some of us are making estimated taxes. Estimated taxes are taxes that's paid in every quarter to the government so that at the end of the year, most of your tax liability would be paid in. And a lot of people don't understand this. They want to pay when they file. At that time, you're already late. You're still getting charged late payment penalty. So you need to pay in advance. However, if you don't know whether you're making money, making estimated taxes is not a great idea, because you may be paying taxes into the government that you don't have to pay in, because maybe you are not even making that type of profit to make estimated taxes. So again, seriously, make sure you know what the financials look like. And if in fact the bottom line doesn't want you to make a fourth quarter tax estimated payment, you don't want to make one, because you don't want to have the government sit on your money, right? So you don't want to make an estimated tax payment for the fourth quarter after you look at your financial statement and determine whether or not you need to make a fourth quarter tax payment, okay? You don't want to send your money there and have them sit on it to determine that you didn't need to pay it in the first place, all right? So that's the first point. Again, very important. Catch up on your financials. All right, let's move right on into the second point today, guys. 3 year-end tax tips, so we don't have to send all the money that we make to the government. Second point, consider making large year-end investments, right? So a lot of times we have stuff that we need to buy, maybe a new computer system. We might need to buy new equipment. And, we're just putting these things off. Once again, if you know your numbers, if you know your financial statement, you know what the bottom line looks like. What you can do in order for you to save on the taxes instead of giving that tax money to the government is purchase these large investment equipment, new computers. Sometimes based on your business, you may need to buy a new vehicle, right? You get to write off all this money and save on your taxes, but you will only spend this money if it's going to be profitable for your business, right? So don't just buy equipment and computers and upgrade because you're saving on taxes. It has to be done based on the fact that it's going to make sure that your business is more profitable. You need it. Sometimes we're working off these old system, old programs or whatever. Maybe the vehicle need to be upgraded because of the type of business that you're into. Yes, if you need to do this is the best time to do it is before the year is over. You can take advantage of the Section 179 depreciation expense where you get to write it all off. You buy a car, say $50,000, you get to write it all off, right? Against your taxable income, and you save on taxes. Once again, we won't know what to do here if we don't know what the financial bottom line look like. So we got to go back to making sure that we get caught up on our financial statement, okay? So that's the second point today, guys. Consider making your large purchases, and that will save you a lot of money on taxes, right? That'll save a lot of money on taxes. So you guys hit like and share on this video. Make sure everybody gets this information. Biggest question every year, people are not proactive. So they come in and get their taxes done. It's too late. They owe a lot of money. There's nothing they could do to save now because they didn't plan ahead. So we need to plan before the year is out. So any move that we need to make before December 31st, you have an opportunity to do that, right? Best time to do this is now. We don't have that much time left for this year. So let's move into our third point today, guys. Third point, number 3. Yes. Lerna Smith and her hearts. I just love the hearts, girl. Thank you. The third point today, check for those of you who have a product-based business, check for obsolete inventory. Sometimes in business, of course, you take the chance and you risk and you buy certain inventory in order for you to retail and resell, right? But everything doesn't always get sold. Maybe some items that you buy may not be appeasing to your customers. So you have this inventory sitting there. So what you could do for year end, make sure you take inventory. You need to know what you have sitting in inventory, and we can write it off. We can write off the cost of the inventory that is sitting there that is not sold. Maybe nobody is interested in it, or it's old inventory. If you're into, say, clothing business or whatever, it might be something that no longer in style. No one really wants it. So you have to keep inventory, and you get to write off those inventory as an expense and reduce your taxable income. Okay. So guys, if you're in a product-based business, make sure you know what your inventory is. Again, you have to keep track of that stuff. Okay. It's all about accounting. So you have to track your inventory, write off all the old inventory as an expense, because normally your inventory is sitting on your balance sheet. You don't get to write it off until you sell it. But if it's not going to be sold because no one really wants to buy it and it's sitting there for so long, we can write it off, write it off, and we can expense it in this current year. You know what that is before the year is over. All right, so old inventory. And then, of course, if you are also on an accrual basis, let's say you pay taxes when you send out an invoice to your customers, you send them an invoice out, you had to pay taxes on that money even if you didn't collect it. Well, if in fact you didn't collect those debt, you have not collected that money, know what that is by keeping track of it, keeping proper accounting. We can also write off the bad debt expense and save on taxes, right? I'm not going to get too much deeper into this. These are just 3 simple tips, guys. I want you to make a note of. And a lot of times people, like I said, they come to my desk after the year is over to do their taxes in April or whatever month it is, and there's nothing we can do. And I've had people who owe now hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because they didn't do the planning ahead so they could save on these taxes. Okay, so we don't want that to be you. All right, so let's recap these 3 year-end tax tips. And you guys, again, hit like and share on this video. So let's recap 3 year-end tax tips. First one today is catch up on your financials. Got to know what kind of money you make. Got to know how much money you spend. And this will tell you what your taxable income looks like, so you'll know, have an idea of what type of taxes you're looking at. You don't want to do this in January and don't have any way to maneuver to find out that you have made so much profit and there's things that you could have done so you wouldn't have to pay all this money back to the government, right? So the first one, catch up with your financial statement. Make sure you know where you are. Second point today, guys, consider making large inventory purchases, investments. If you need to get new equipment, new computer, invest in a new vehicle, let's say, for instance, any type of improvement, you might need to do some improvement in your business location. You might need to upgrade some things. You might need to buy new furniture, any of the stuff. If you feel the need to do this in order to assist the process, that if you're making more money, spend this money now, you get to write it all off, reduce your taxable income, and pay less taxes. Now, you can't do it up to December 31st, or it will go towards next year's, right? So know what it is now so you can do it before the year is over, right? So the third point, absolute inventory. If you have stuff that you haven't sold, you spend all this money and you haven't sold these items, know what that total is, know what your inventory is, and we can write it off. The more deductions you have, the more you reduce your taxable income, the less taxes you pay. We don't want to make this money and we don't want to pay all the taxes, all right? So that's my 3 year-end tax tips today, guys. We have a couple more of these before the year is out. And, you know, we could also discuss certain things about personal taxes. This is a lot to do with the business side of stuff. Tax strategies from a personal or a business perspective is what we're always interested in, because, again, we don't want to give all the money back to the government once we spend all this time trying to make the money, all right? So that's it for the tax tips for today. We won't get any further into that. Guys, I want you guys to know that we're here again every Tuesday and Thursday. Are we here this Thursday? She rather we here this Thursday. But in the meantime, I want to remind you guys that, again, we're having the free webinar. Yeah, I need to get a date for the free webinar so we can tell all the folks who need. This is a good time if you want to start your own business. It's a good time to get all that stuff in place. So top of the year, you can get that business set up and you can get going. So we want to talk about how you can get your business started. And if you're already in business, we want to talk about how you can get it up and running so you can be successful. The best time to do this, guys, is in the fourth quarter, which is right now. So top of the year, you can get going, you know, full blast in what it is that you need to do. So join me here every Tuesday and Thursday. All right. Yeah. So, okay. So the webinar, you have to go to lansdesk.com for that information. I need to have the date for that so I can get all these people up and running before the year is out. And all the questions that I get, once I'm not on the live, I get all these questions. I want to make sure these people come up in the free webinar so I can give them all answers for everything they need to know. Okay, so with that said, you guys, if you have any further questions, feel free to call me up at Probis Tax and Accounting, 323-290-9034, and or visit our website at probistax.com. You can book free consultation on there with me, 15 minutes. We could talk about what it is that you're undecided about, whether it's personal or business, financial, taxes, tax problems, whatever it is that you have going on. We can take care of it at Probus Tax and Accounting. So give us a call, 323-290-9034, or go to probustax.com. I sound like a commercial. I don't like that. All right, guys. So with that said, I'm going to be up out of here. I'll see you guys back here. I'm not sure. Are we back here Thursday? Thursday's Thanksgiving. We're going to be eating. Okay. So I think they'll let me know what we're doing on Thursday. But anyhow, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday afternoon. And I want you guys to take care of each other and take care of yourself. Thanks. Bye-bye.